Hello and welcome to Fashion Forward with Ambika Anand. Today we have with us actor Neena Gupta and her designer daughter Masaba Gupta. Thank you so much for your time. Now both of you have been game changers in your respective field. You have been an actor and a successful one at that for so many decades. You've been a successful designer. I will begin with you, Neena ji. What has been the reasons behind your success as a game changer?
I think the main reason is not giving up and also having interest in other things in life to do. So what happens is if you are an actor, but what if you don't get work? Then what happens? You get into depression and then you go into wrong things, you go for alcohol, you go into drugs. But what if you have other interests in life, like reading, like maybe sport or something, and think that you have to move on. So I think that's my basic mantra for surviving and waiting for the game to change.
And what were your key interests, or what are your key interests that keep you going, apart from cinema?
Oh, I have lots. I love singing. Even now, whenever I have time, I learn classical Indian music. Then I love dancing and I love reading. I like playing tennis. I love sports. I do yoga. I go for a walk every day. I love watching series on TV. So I have a whole lot of interest in life and traveling and trying on clothes. So there are a lot of things, yeah.
Okay, we will come back to what you're reading and what you're watching in a bit, but before that, Masaba, tell us, what has made you a game changer in the world of Indian fashion?
I think the fact that I don't think too much about changing the game to begin with. I've always followed my heart when it came to design, because I feel like it's very important to be brave in design and to be brave about the choices you make as a creative individual. It doesn't come with serious thought. It comes with just a sense of abandon and doing things without thinking about why you're doing them, or will they make an impact, will they make a difference. You just have to really follow your gut.
But as somebody who's watched your work journey, it's been fascinating. You have hit the numbers and you've obviously hit a high fashion quotient in your clothes. So how did you marry commerce and design?
I think for starters, I'm someone who anyway naturally has a very sort of commercial bent when it comes to design. You know, I'm not someone who's very over the top. It's wild, it's individualistic, it's fierce, but it's also extremely wearable. So I think that commerce kind of finds itself in the art that I do. So I don't have to try too hard, but I also realized very early on that I could make a success story out of this, and I think that's how things just fell into place. So to be able to take a design from sketch to store, for me, comes very natural.
Now you've been successful, and very often successful people have children who are tackling with their parents' success and don't end up being successful, but you managed to raise a successful daughter. What's the art for all the parents out there?
I didn't push her to become an actor. So, yeah, actually it's very because I have seen a whole lot of people, they push their children to do whatever they are good at, or whatever they couldn't be. Very important, whatever they couldn't be. So they want them to achieve that, and they don't have that thing in them. So why push? I never pushed her. I let her experience everything. She wanted to be a singer, I let her go.
Dance,
Dancer, tennis, she wanted to be a pro, I let her do everything, and then let her decide where her interest lies.
Yeah.
And I'm sure so many of your friends whom we keep seeing on Instagram, your school friends, and you are one of the they're also successful in their own fields, but you a tad bit more. What do you think your mother did right?
I mean,
was she stricter than the others? Were there more rules? Were there less rules?
there were no rules, I think, and I think that's where, and also she was very, very openly critical of me. And I see a lot of kids today and before whose parents just think that their child has the sun coming out of their backside, you know what I mean?
Sun coming on the backside.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
I never had this
I've made it a little more toned down for this, but you know what I
Yes, I do.
You know, so I just feel like their kids are amazing and they're great at whatever they do, and they can spend all the money in the world in order to achieve those many things. I mean, everyone goes to these fancy courses abroad, comes back and doesn't do nothing with them. I just feel like, you know, if you've studied for something, apply it. If you have intelligence, apply it. And I just feel like I applied what I was good at in every way that I could, you know.
Now, Neena ji, you started acting in the 80s, right? How has the movie industry altered since you're still acting from that time to now?
Yeah, now actually is a golden time in movies, and I'm very lucky to still be there when it's a good time. Although I feel bad, I wish I was younger now. But when I started, there was nothing. There was no Netflix, there was no Amazon, there was no satellite. There was only Doordarshan and movies when I came here. So it was very difficult because to get into movies. But movies have changed so much. Right now is the best time because people are making a variety of various kind of movies, and they are becoming more realistic. So there is commercial film also with action drama, but there is also this happening, and even women my age are getting better roles now. So it's a good time.
All right. And tell me, there's so much movement in the world of fashion. There's so much talk about inclusivity in fashion. What are your thoughts about it?
I think it's a word that people just use because they have no better word to use. Because, I mean, true inclusivity is, I mean, I'd love to see magazine covers not being photoshopped. I'd love to see, and by which I mean not even photoshopped a little bit. Because I feel like it sets unrealistic expectations for people. Secondly, I think a lot of, you know, famous personalities, people who are public figures in their own right, I think need to come out and really speak about their flaws. And by that I also mean in a very, very raw, organic way, not speak about having bad skin with makeup on.
There's also a lot of talk about gender neutral fashion.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on that?
I don't get it. I don't understand it. I see clothes as men's clothes, women's clothes. I don't see something as oh, this is unisex. I don't know. As a designer, maybe that's one of my shortcomings. I see everything very black and white.
Masaba, what's keeping you busy?
For me, I think we've just been launching far too many collections for my liking, so trying to keep up with that. We just launched a collection with Game of Thrones, so just talking about that at the moment. And traveling. I'm taking the collection across to different cities. We're taking it to London, we're taking it to Singapore, Hong Kong, hopefully a little bit of Europe too, so let's see. And other than that, I'm just concentrating on my jewelry collection, which I just launched with Amrapali, and stores. Expansion is the plan for us.
All right. What advice do you give your daughter?
There is so much stress in this world today. So I tell her, yeah, work hard, but don't stress. Something is not happening, not happening.
So how do you de-stress?
I go shopping and I eat. Why are you living? Huh? If you don't eat, you don't enjoy yourself, why are you living? People say people will look at you after you die, people will remember. Arey, mere ko kya milega? I won't get anything once I am dead. How do I get anything? She will get, you will get, I won't get.
That's true.
I
You'll just be
think
a
that-
really skinny corpse.
I know. So why?
Yeah.
If I feel if I'm a little fat, it's okay. Yeah. As long as I don't have diseases. Really, we should get rid of this
Body
losing weight and keto,
obsession.
all that.
Body shaming. Yeah. Lovely. Who, according to you, is the most fashionable Bollywood star? Cliched but important.
Sonam Kapoor.
Who, according to you, needs fashion advice in Bollywood?
बिल्कुल मत बताना मसावा मुसीबत में फंस जाओगे.
I think Sania Malhotra.
Okay. Your top 2 favorite holiday destinations?
My home in Mukteshwar and Paris.
Okay, of course.
Maldives and London, because it feels It's familiar.
Definition of love.
Mother bol de.
I think just a space without judgment.
And definition of romance.
I don't know yet.
It died.
I don't think it exists.
It exists for the first 4 months and then it's just death.
And then it's hard
it's
work.
death.
It's hard work. Yeah.
All right. What would you recommend to wear on a date night?
Dress for your body and dress for comfort. Be comfortable so that you can be yourself.
A summer day out.
Floral, flowy maxis.
On a vacation.
On a vacation, if you're somewhere cold, I think a really nice polo neck pantsuit looks beautiful. And if you're in a hot, summery place, then a white shirt dress.
For a meeting.
For a meeting, I think the way you're dressed is quite cool. Like a t-shirt, like a cool t-shirt with a blazer and pants.
Yeah, again, Masaba's vote of approval. All right. And if not an actor, what would you have been?
I wish I was a singer.
If
I
not a
would be
designer, what would you be?
in marketing.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm really good at it.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for your time and your answers. Thank you for your time. It was wonderful.
Thank you.
And with that, it's a wrap on this edition of Fashion Forward with Ambika Anand. See you again very soon. Goodbye.